World segment today. You never know this by reading the nation's newspapers, but Glenn Beck is getting big ratings for his show on Fox News at 5 in the afternoon. That means that Mr. Beck, now on the radar of the left-wing smear machine in America, the usual haters on MSNBC, the Daily Post, Huffington Post, have all cheap-shotted Mr. Beck recently. Stephen Colbert also weighed in.
If I may speak to Glenn directly for a moment, dude, you are rocking it. I know some people say you're an unstable individual, and to give you a public forum is grossly irresponsible. But remember, they crucified Jesus. Crank up the crazy and rip off the knob.
This is now the man of the hour, survivalist,
Yes.
Glenn Beck.
Yes, that's
You know, I think I've been harder on you than those pinheads have been.
Yeah, well, Stephen Colbert, let me just say this to Stephen. Can you pull the camera in? Stephen, I just want to talk directly to you. What you don't know is you're absolutely right. I'm nuts.
And he has a weapon, Colbert. It's okay. And your address. You know, we have fun with this, but as I said in the talking points, remember when we talked with Karl Rove earlier program, this is a very well-organized machine, this left-wing, and they're going to try to hurt you as much as they can hurt you. Yeah. They're going to dig up, now you've been very candid about your past and all of that, but they're going to dig up exactly what you've done in your life. They're going to tell people where you live. They're going to tell people about your children. They're going to do everything on earth to hurt you as much as they can, the left-wing smear merchants. But first you can get, how does that make you feel, though?
If you'd asked me that on any other day but today,
this is Beck Friday. We'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But
if you asked me any other day but today, I would say sad. But I know that there are more of us than there are of them.
That's for sure.
I know that there are more sane people than there are crazy people. And, you know, when did we come to a place in our country? I mean, I defended the crazy nuts during the build up to the war and said, please, America, it is un-American un-American to speak out against the war. It is not un-American to question your government. Please stop calling the Hollywood crazies un-American. They're not. That is American. When did we come to this place to where we have to truly tear each other apart in that sort of way, where we're coming and targeting each other's children, etc., because you just can't win an argument?
Well, you worked at CNN, and they don't do that at CNN. That's a left-wing operation over there. And it's interesting because when Beck worked at CNN, you did okay in the ratings, but now you're doing 10 times better in the ratings because there's a traditional audience here that's much more receptive to your message than the liberal audience at CNN. But CNN doesn't traffic in hate. No. They've got a couple of guys that do, but very rare. NBC News, that's hate all day long over there, okay? Yeah, that's a dangerous operation. But you say that you understand them and you know what they're after, but does it get you angry? Do you react emotionally to what you see? I do. I get angry.
Yeah, sometimes I do, but I try not to. I mean, I actually I find it pathetic. I really find it pathetic. Look, it's one thing to say something in comedic sort of way.
Yeah,
like
you don't care about Colbert.
Colbert is funny, and you can disagree and be funny all you want. That's fine. But when you get down to real, true hate kind of speech, you know, you have a right to say it, but it is...
and the folks aren't watching it. I mean, MSNBC is ridiculous.
MSNBC is almost Pravda.
Okay, now, Pelosi, Air Pelosi, I broke the story earlier, and you picked up on it?
Yeah. What the... I picked up on it?
Yeah, I broke it, you picked up. That's usually the way it goes.
I don't see how that... You are just... You are number one for a reason.
That's right. I actually...
He pointed out the last night of my show, he pointed out, he beats me in his rerun. I just want to point that out.
You asked.
My rerun.
You asked. You brought it up. I have to tell the truth. Judicial Watch broke the story. We ran with the story. You picked up the story. Did you add anything more than what I had?
I just took
what
you had.
from what I had. And that's why you're successful.
My slogan, you have the spin stops here. Right. Mine is cut and paste.
Okay, steal the spin stops here. All right. But look, it's successful, man. It's working. So you can steal anything you want.
That's right.
Now, all over the building today, it was like Night of the Living Dead in the Fox News channel today. There were people going, Beck Friday, Beck Friday. They were all over the place. Yeah. And and some of them had little camouflage and bazookas.
Yeah.
I thought bazookas were illegal.
Yeah, no, not here.
Not here? Not on Beck Friday?
No, not on Beck Friday.
So any kind of weapon...
Can somebody else have a day? It's Bill O'Reilly Day every day at Fox. Can somebody else have a day?
You can have a day. I loved it. Beck Friday. What exactly was, for the people who missed it?
It was...
You know, who are working.
Okay.
For people who are working. Okay?
Nobody's working. It's the Obama administration. You don't have to work. Okay, here's the thing. What it was I have this crazy theory that we are rooted in principles and values. And that's where we didn't need to be told how to act on 9/12, the day after 9/11. We just knew what was important. Why we're getting so screwed up now is because we're not rooted in those values and principles. When somebody says, should we save the banks? The answer is, well, yes, because wouldn't the economy stop if we did? Well, is that our principle? Our principle is the economy? Or is our principle something greater than that? Is it something bigger than that? We have to find out what our real true principles are and stick to them.
So this was like a revival meeting then?
No, this all stemmed from my radio program. Somebody called in about 6 weeks ago and said, I can't do it anymore. I can't listen to it. I can't call Congress. They won't listen to me. They haven't listened to me for years. The president doesn't listen to me. The last president doesn't listen to me. I said, you're not alone. You are feeling like a lot of people are feeling right now. You're not alone. I'll prove it to you. Give me 6 weeks. I'll prove it to you. So now, people all across the country were gathered in places. They came here to New York. No, they came. I met somebody from South Carolina today that was standing out in the cold, just wanted to be here today. There were people meeting in 1,000-people groups all across the country.
On Beck Friday.
Meetup.com or whatever. I think it's meetup.com. People started going on meetup.com.
Yeah.
They called this week and said they haven't seen anything like this since Howard Dean started. It's a grassroots movement. People are hungry to unite together on common cause.
And listen, I think what you're doing is excellent. And congratulations for off to the fastest start.
I stole it from him.
He's off to the fastest start. But look, you know who to steal from. All right. It's not stealing from Alan Combs. In a moment, Factor TV icon you will never forget. Trust me, one of the stars